Blues music as a distinct style dates back at least to the 1890s, but recordings of the blues wouldn't be made until sometime later when the burgeoning record industry saw that blues records could sell. So what were the earliest blues recordings? The list of songs we talk about here is by no means meant to be exhaustive, but to highlight some of the important first in the recording of early blues. The earliest recording of a song with blues in the title was the Memphis Blues by W.C. Handy, the self-styled father of the blues. It was a published composition and first recorded by the Victor Military Band in 1914. Musically, though, it was more ragtime than anything most people would recognize as blues. The first recording of a song in the classic blues style, vocals and all, is Crazy Blues from 1920. The singer, Mamie Smith, was a jazz singer and vaudevillian working for OK Records and backed up by the Jazz Hounds. The record was highly successful and led record companies to record other female singers doing blues numbers like Ma Rainey and Bessie Smith. This is what most people consider to be the first proper blues recording. These female singers, backed by what were essentially jazz bands, were popular in the cities, but what about the country blues? The first rural artist to make it onto record was Sylvester Weaver from Kentucky. In 1923, he recorded guitar backing for Two Sides featuring singer Sarah Martin. A couple of weeks later, he would make the first recordings of blues slide guitar with Guitar Rag and Guitar Blues, both instrumentals. These recordings were also for OK Records. The first country blues artist to make vocal recordings was Ed Andrews when OK Records discovered him in Atlanta. The two tracks he recorded, Barrel House Blues and Time Ain't Gonna Make Me Stay, were also among the first field recordings done outside of New York and Chicago.
Hear me knocking, I'm running to your door. I hear me knocking, come running to your door. I'm a stranger, I've been here before.
The earliest recording of a Delta blues singer was a version of Milk Cow Blues by Freddie Spurrell in 1926. He did the recording in Chicago for none other than OK Records.
Listen to my story now, please listen to my song. Can't you imagine how I feel now? Have mercy, my real milk cow song. She's a full-blood Desmond. Tell you boys the way I know.
Moving to the eastern United States, Blind Blake would be the first to record sides that would become heavily influential on what came to be known as Piedmont blues. His recordings, which were very close to ragtime, would be important for a slew of guitarists from the Southeast. His first records were done in 1926 for Paramount. The success of some of these early recordings convinced record companies that blues music was a viable product, and over the years they, along with folk song collectors, would make sure that we would get to enjoy early blues artists today.